Hello everyone, my name is Derek, Victor Alpha 4, Alpha Foxtrot Kilo. Today I'm going to show you how to connect your Radioddity GD-77 to the Manitoba DMR talk group. This example should also work for most other DMR network setups in your area by substituting the required information. Please note, this example assumes that nothing has been configured on the radio and is structured to get you the configuration necessary to get onto the DMR network. If you already have a configuration, please use this as a guideline as it might remove needed settings. Also, at the time of this recording, the latest programming software version available is 2.0.5. If you were unsure what version you were on, launch the GD-77 software and select About at the top of the screen. Before we begin, you will need to request a radio ID to access the DMR network. This ID will be mapped to your call sign so the network and other radio operators know who you are. You can request an ID from the DMR-MARC website. I will place a link in the registration page in the description of this video. It can also be found on VE4DMR.ca, located under How Do I Get onto the Manitoba Regional DMR Network by selecting this link. Please carefully read the registration page as you need to specify some very important information as well as timelines in order for getting you the information needed. Once you have the radio operator ID given to you by the DMR-MARC administrators, we can now go ahead and configure the radio. Launch the programming software and select the General Settings tab. Double-click. Once this configuration screen opens up, we are going to enter the radio ID given to you by the admins. I am going to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as my radio ID in this example. Please do not use this ID as it is not valid and will not work. Once configured, we are now going to program the talk group into the radio. On the left-hand side, we are going to expand Contact, Digital Contact. We are going to configure the existing Contact 1 ID by double-clicking on it. Once open, we are now presented with name, call ID, and a call receive tone option. We are going to enter VE4DMR as the name of our contact, as this is the name located on the VE4DMR.ca website for the Winnipeg region. Next, we are presented with the call ID. The call ID is also known as the talk group ID. For Manitoba, this number is 3024. So we are going to enter our call ID as 3024. I suggest removing the call tone checkmark unless you wish to receive a tone every time you receive calls on the radio. Next, we are going to delete Contact 2 and Contact 3 just to clean up the list. Next, we need to create a receive group. In this example, we are going to create VE4DMR by modifying the existing group list. In the name, I will call it VE4DMR. And click Add. Next, we need to create a channel. This is where we are going to enter the information needed to get onto the repeater. Select Channel, click Expand, and double-click Channel 1 as we are going to modify an existing channel. The information necessary to fill in the required information can be found on the VE4DMR website here, such as the input frequency, the receive frequency, as well as the color code and time slot. Make sure your mode is set to digital. The name in this example we will call VE4DMR. Next, we are going to enter the receive frequency as listed on the website. The website lists 444.4625 as the receive frequency for this repeater. Next, leave the float to normal. The transmit frequency, as listed on the website, is 5 MHz higher than the receive frequency. Be sure to set your power level in accordance with how close you are to the repeater. If you are unsure, you can set it to high in order to make sure you can hit it. If you're finding that you're getting clear signal, by all means, experiment with setting to low. Next, make sure the admit criteria is set to always. Under the digital section, we are going to make sure that our receive group list is set to the list we created earlier. Next, we need to make sure we enter the correct color code number. This color code number can be listed on your website, and in this example is listed here. Be sure to enter color code 12 as indicated on the repeater website. Next, set the emergency system to none as the repeater does not support this option. In the contact field, please select the contact we had created earlier. In this example, I set my contact to VE4DMR. Next, set the appropriate repeater slot. In this example, our repeater wants us to use time slot 1, as time slot 2 is reserved for network and admin traffic, and we are not authorized to transmit here. Make sure it is set to 1. Next, we need to create a zone. On the left-hand side of the screen, we are going to expand zone and double-click zone 1. This will bring up our zone configuration list. Feel free to name the zone whatever you like. In this example, I will leave it as zone 1. To allow us to add our available VE4DMR, we need to remove some existing members. I suggest removing all members, as this will help clean up the list. Starting at the bottom, select channel 32 and click delete until you get to 17. You will not be able to delete 17 until we add another channel. Select VE4DMR and click add. Next, move VE4DMR to the top and select channel 17 and then click delete. Once this is completed, you are now able to write the configuration file to your radio. Turn on your radio, plug the programming cable into your radio, and connect it to your computer. If this is the first time connecting the cable to your radio, please allow a few minutes for the computer to detect and recognize the cable and the radio. At the top of the screen, under the Setting and Program option, there is a red arrow with the radio icon. Select Write. This will write the configuration to the radio. Please note, this can take upwards of 1 to 2 minutes, so be patient. Once the write is complete, click OK. The radio will reboot to load the updated configuration. Once configured, I highly recommend that you save this configuration to a location where you will remember what it is called. In this example, I will save it to my documents. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it easy to get started on DMR. I will be creating other videos in the future as well as explaining other required information such things as what is a time slot and the color code. Please feel free to leave comments, constructive criticism, and feedback below. Thanks for watching.